sometimes I'd just be looking at the universe, and if it was like in a physical form, like I would have words with this bitch, because she really do be testing me, and like I know she wants my best interest, but sometimes she should mind her own fucking business,
right?
You know, and just let me live.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Hey, Trashlings! Welcome back to the Demon Trash Podcast. Hey!
This is Baby Demon.
And I'm Papa Trash, aka Carol.
Yeah, and aka Avery.
Anyway, we suck at
Nailed
introducing
it
ourselves.
once again.
Always on top. Guys, we got another episode, and today we're just gonna wing it. We're winging it today. We'll see how it goes.
We had to throw together something last minute.
Yeah, we not because we didn't plan properly, it's just something fell through, but it's fine. That's coming, and that's a later future thing.
Yeah.
I'm divinely guided, and it just wasn't supposed to happen right now, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I'll wait. All right. So, we've introduced ourselves. You know who we are.
Mm-hmm.
What's
Check.
next?
Demon Trash Moments.
There it is. Let's go into that. What did we do this week that we shouldn't have, but did anyway?
We're not going to sing?
Yeah, we are. I was about
to
go. 3, 2, 1.
Demon Trash Moments.
Oh, you decided to lead that time.
Did I?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
I don't know. It just took me by surprise, but you should do it more. It suits you. All right. Speaking of which, you should take the lead. What did you do? What's your Demon Trash moment?
My Demon Trash moment is just, I just decided recently that I'm tired of being the better person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Well.
And I'm not going to get into specifics here, but I just have found myself in situations, moments, disagreements between people where you're arguing a point, and even though big picture, it doesn't really matter, which is why a lot of the times I would let stuff like that go, because it's what's the point? But sometimes I just want to be right. Do you know what I mean? And I
love being right.
It's I want to be right, and I know I'm right.
That's the thing. I'm always right, and I mean that. Sincerely. I'm right always.
Okay.
And you know that too. No, I mean, you're right. You get
it. But Carol's a Taurus.
Yeah.
But I know that with some people, being right doesn't matter to them. They want to stick with their stuff, but it's just sometimes just I know I'm right, mm-hmm. But if I say that I'm right, it's honestly it's just gonna ruin stuff, and it's just gonna it doesn't really benefit to be right all the time, because all you get really is oh, I'm right, but it feels good.
Yeah, but a situation could stay shitty.
Yeah, but the situation could stay shitty, and a lot of the times I'm just I'll just be the better person. It's all right, agree to disagree, it doesn't really matter.
Or I'm gonna have this conversation with just me and not bring the people involved at all, and again, I'm right.
Yeah, and it's just because it's sometimes I just want to be petty and just be right,
Oh yeah,
because you can show up to situations and people come for you, and then they're but I know all these situations about you, dude. You
said the you in a way that I was
you want to come for me, but I know about you. But it's dragging that stuff up, that it just feels kind of just low vibrational. It's I know
my
that
wizard's cloak that I'm wearing right now, and I pull out the scroll of fucking receipts on. I can read your fucking filth. I will end you, and I know everything about you, and I'm choosing not to. Just know.
But sometimes
I just stay strapped, though.
Yeah, sometimes I just want to fire off, though. I want to fire that off, and lately I've been feeling like that. But it's I recognize it doesn't get me anywhere, and it's kind of low vibrational because it's very tit for tat, and that's not somewhere I want to be. I've never been that kind of person. So, but lately I'm just oof.
The need.
I want to be petty. I want to be the petty queen. I want to wake up and choose violence.
Yeah. Well, do you feel like you've reached a happy medium? Sorry, I had to burp.
Do I feel like I've reached? I don't know yet, dude.
You're like, come to my room. I got like 30 punched holes in my wall. I'm fine.
No, I've walked away from situations I haven't come back up again. Do you know what I mean?
Right,
I'm deciding whether or not, like...
Well, you're divinely guided.
Am I going to bring the dagger out? Like, do you know what I mean? Like...
Ching. Yeah.
Like, who got beef with me? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Come for me. We'll see what happens. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I think you did the right thing, though, because the dust is settling.
Yeah.
But there is a rage. I think it's just
it's like
sometimes to know, like, it's important. Like, I let it go, but now I know that there's a fury of 1,000 suns, and shall it be disturbed?
Yeah.
I'm prepared. I'm ready. I'm good. Like, I'm good to go. Like, now you know that.
Yeah.
So you're good, dude. You know, but you didn't have to use it.
No.
It's like having the nuclear codes. Like, you could.
Yeah.
And you could just fuck up everything.
And it's like, but what would be the point? You know,
Right.
like, who wins after that?
You're right.
Nobody, really.
No, not even you.
Not even me. So, but...
It would feel good in the moment, though.
Yeah.
And it feels good knowing that you could just destroy somebody. Like, I like that.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, that's one baby demon for a reason,
Yeah.
you know?
That's not... Is that okay? Knowing that I could just destroy somebody's life in a single fucking one fell swoop. I could. All right, me. Okay, so last week you said something to me, or like recently you were talking about how you went on your trip to San Diego, and you were like, we are not nearly as trashy as we once were. And when you said that, I took it personally, and
Yeah.
and I don't know, like, I just felt upset by what you said. And so so what did I do? I was like, well, like, I really did get defensive about it. And I was like, well, then I'm scheduling a binger, dude. Scheduling a binger. Like, I was like, yeah, I'm going to schedule a binger, dude. We are going out Saturday night. Saturday, I'm going to just be drunk all day, and I'm going to do all the bad things that I want to do. I couldn't even do it, dude. How fucking sad is that?
Dude, I wanted to go out. I was like,
I want to so bad.
I wanted to be chaos.
Yeah. I wanted to forget myself completely. And the universe was like, no.
Yeah.
The universe was like, absolutely not. And, you know, and that also goes back to what you were saying, is like, sometimes I'd just be looking at the universe, and if it was like in a physical form, like, I would have words with this bitch, because she really do be testing me. And like, I know she wants my best interest, but sometimes she should mind her own fucking business.
Right.
You know, and just let me live.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just what I have to say about that.
No, yeah. I came back and I was like, I really wanted to go out. But, you know, honestly, I didn't have the money.
I was too broke.
I had to be an adult.
Yeah.
But like, I just think it's funny, like last week, we're just changing.
I know.
We're just becoming different people.
But then you said it. You said that one thing, and it just clicked a toxic part of me that was like, I don't like the tone that was used. I took it as if like when you said we're not as trashy as we once were, dude, I literally was just like, so she's saying I'm not as fun. Great.
I think we just don't make time to do fun things anymore.
Well, because
our
I'm
idea of fun is
pursuing
changing.
my dreams, and it's just my dreams are getting in the way of my fun, but this is fun for me, and it's just confusing, and I live in a world. I'm dancing on the edge of two, and I don't know how to deal with it. I'm coping. I'm dealing with it. I'm wearing a wizard's cloak. Like... And I'm trying my best, but I really do just want to destroy it. Like, so bad.
Yeah,
and it's just pissing me off. But at the same time, it's fulfilling me, and it's just a very confusing feeling.
Yeah. It's my purpose.
You guys understand what I'm saying, right? Like, people, please, somebody, it's like my purpose, but it's like I'm fighting it. I'm just like
1v1 in the boxing ring, you know.
Yeah, it's like, why does everything have to be a fight with me like all the time? But yeah, it's just like, anyway, yeah, we couldn't go out. I scheduled scheduling a binger that makes me already less fun. But it's what I have to do now. But yeah, I scheduled a binger and I was like too broke. I had to be an adult. I had to make some decisions, you know, pay the bills. And I was like, well, I guess I'm not going out, so fine. Like, that's fine. I was too broke, which brings me to our sponsor, Ana Luisa. Oh, dude, you have something? Boop. That's your Ana Luisa jewelry. Oh my God. Thank you so much, Ana Luisa, for sponsoring this podcast.
Gee, thanks, Carol.
This podcast is sponsored by Ana Luisa, and we're so excited because we were generally wanting new jewelry, and I was generally shocked by the quality of the jewelry. And just because, you know, we're demon trash girls doesn't mean that we deserve crusty jewelry.
Not at all. We love Ana Luisa jewelry because it's sustainably made and the quality is first class.
Yeah, I love it. We're talking 14 karat gold. Okay, this isn't gonna stain your skin.
No, which is more impressive considering that they are actually affordable with prices starting as low as $39.
Get into it. Most importantly though, Ana Luisa jewelry is super cute. It's really stylish. I think anybody can find anything that works for them on that site. Like,
oh yeah,
like literally any style of jewelry that you could want is on there. And it's also like, if you can't find anything that week, check next week because they put up new things every Friday.
Yeah, they do.
They stay putting it out. They're busy.
They have so much jewelry, and like it's the perfect time to level up your style with like Euphoria coming out. Like,
oh yeah,
you know, we had to come correct with our makeup. We just like, you know, and come correct with our jewelry.
This is a subtle look. This is a subtle look.
Today, Trashlings, you can get yourself or your loved ones the perfect gift with up to 40% off by going to shop.analuisa.com/demontrash. Let me repeat, shop.analuisa.com/demontrash.
So today I'm wearing the Elsa checker blue necklace, which I love. Checker is really in right now. And the Eden earrings, which are...
They're also checkered.
They're also like checkered with the cubic zirconia.
Yeah.
And they're so cute.
No,
I
they're
love
so
them.
cute.
These cuff earrings are so cute. And anyway, I thought they were so cute together.
And that's what I love about Ana Luisa. They have like so many things that you can mix and match.
You can mix and match.
Or just wear separately, like by themselves. Like what I did, I'm wearing a necklace from the Cardi set.
Yeah.
And I just wore it as like a cute little statement
super
piece.
Cute. I love the chain on it too.
The chain is so cute.
The chain on the Elsa necklace is also super cute. Trashings, this jewelry would make an amazing gift for anyone in your life, even yourself. Treat yourself. It's sustainable, it's stylish, it's affordable. What's not to love, especially with Valentine's Day coming up? Give yourself some love, give somebody else some love. So head over to shop.analuisa.com/demontrash and get yourself or a loved one something nice.
Something nice.
There's
real
like
nice.
Not even roaches in here. That's shop.analuisa.com/demontrash. DEMONTRASH. analuisa.com/demontrash.
Back to the show.
Back at it, boy.
Carol.
Yeah.
I have come back from the holidays, and I don't know, I've talked to some of my other friends, and they are kind of feeling it as well. But I came back from the holidays and then like a family trip.
You have other friends?
Yeah, like one other person. But like I've just been feeling like I feel like just prolonged holiday burnout for the past like all of January. Do you feel that way? Yes or no?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Like a lot of it. Like clearly I'm like not okay. I'm not doing very well.
Like I feel like I mean, I've gotten back and literally just been having like anxious dreams.
My anxiety has been so bad, and I was like, is this like are we eating something different? I don't know. I've been having so much anxiety. Anyway, this is not my therapy, but you know what I think it is, dude, is that basically like around the holidays, the world went to shit again.
Yeah.
And, you know, with the the Great Panini.
Mm-hmm.
So that just won't stop.
Won't end.
It just won't end. And I think so like we were like, it was holidays, you know, being around family can be a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then the panini struck again. With like too much cheese. Way too much cheese, and the bread is soggy.
Soggy is just like way too much like butter. Like when they grilled it,
like,
you know, it's just like
it's
just
not
way
good.
too greasy.
It's just not good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we're not talking about paninis right now. Yeah, I think that's what happened. Like, and like the burnout has been real, and I feel like we're just kind of needing to. Yeah.
It was like just kind of like, so I had to go to San Diego to a funeral with like all my family, which I really rarely see.
Yeah.
So it's been quite a while since I've had a real family get together outside of my immediate family.
Mm-hmm.
The ones with like the aunts, the cousins, the uncles, the people. And I just it felt like a familiar but new experience to me because I just hadn't experienced it in so long. But, you know, when you get to these like family get-togethers, they're always just asking you, how you doing?
Yeah.
What's up? What are you working now? You dating anyone?
Yeah.
What are you doing? It's just like,
it's like spoilers, but if you've seen episode 3 of Euphoria season 2, when they're like, she asks her like on the date, like, who are you?
Yeah,
like,
it's just like,
it's like, who am I? Ooh. what a big question.
And I just feel like that can just burn you out so much, and especially in your early 20s, because back in the day, like being at gatherings like that and like always feeling like you're not enough for your family.
Yep.
And it's just so exhausting. So I kind of feel like I don't, it's like a mix of that family burnout and then like also like the other stressors of traveling. But it's just, I'm like, is anyone else feeling that way about family? And I also think because for me personally, I've been doing like so much work like on myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it felt a little bit different this time around because when they're asking me, it's like, oh yeah, I'm working on my podcast. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not ashamed of it. Like, it's just like, this is like, I know my path now. And like, that was such like a big difference in like being around family again. And like the thing about that is like, I know, like I love my family, and not in like a dramatic way of like, they're always pressuring me to do stuff.
Right.
You know, it's just like, this not me being okay with myself, you know?
Yeah.
And what I was doing.
Well, sometimes even nonchalantly, like family can also, in a lot of ways, make you feel like what you're doing isn't great either.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you know, you have to I can like, I feel that too. Like, I feel like now that I'm good with myself and like what I'm doing, I don't necessarily feel like that same sort of pressure I did when I was younger, because quite frankly now I don't give a shit what they think, you know what I mean? Like, what do they play any part in what I'm doing? Absolutely nothing. Would I like support 100%, but I don't need that now to like do what I'm doing.
Well, it's just like, I don't feel the need to like live up to the expectations that they are putting on me anymore.
But do you feel a sense that you do need to sort of prove yourself still?
I think I would say like more so back in the day. Like now proving myself, that's funny. Well, it's just like when you think like I'm at a point right now where I'm putting a lot of faith and trust in the universe and myself. You know what I mean? So I'm having to like have faith in like what we're doing right now, obviously, and what we're doing. Like, so I don't think I need to prove it to them. But like, if we were like going back like a few months ago, like when we were featured in those like an Austin Monthly and stuff like that, I think that definitely helped build like, because just build like confidence in what I'm doing.
Right.
So like if I didn't have that stuff, would I still be like, yeah? Or like if we didn't see this growing like as it is right now, I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
Right. It would be a different story. Yeah.
But
I did notice though that there was a lot of like emphasis on going into this holiday though. Like I saw it a lot on TikTok. And even my therapist was like, yeah, so going into the holidays can be really tough. So here's some tools and things that you can use to like get through it. And yeah, I mean, I don't know why it felt that way. Maybe I personally think that like amongst like individual pressures that everyone feels all the time, like with those kinds of questions of like, who are you dating, what are you doing, like where you feel like their judgment or like whatever their intentions are, but like when you also add like the pressures outside of yourself, like things going on with the world and stuff like that, like we like a lot of people are dealing with things in different ways. So it's just like when you go into the holidays, it's like I'm already burnt out from like anything that's not having to really necessarily do with me, and then I'm already burnt out with myself. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't need those kinds of questions, and I really hope that family dynamics like that kind of fade out with time.
Yeah, no, I feel like there's we were watching Encanto, and
yeah, she goes, you need to watch Encanto, and I'm like, okay, like I didn't really know anything about it, and then like fucking sobbing.
Yeah, well, I was like thinking about this topic, and I was like, you know what really relates to this is Encanto, because it's the difference between like
the Disney movie Encanto.
The Disney movie Encanto, and it's like the difference between
encanto,
concern and genuine love for someone, and then versus like expectations and pressure.
Yes.
And sometimes you're like people put pressure on you because they're dealing with their own crap, but with Encanto in that case. But it was just like, I felt like that movie was so targeted for millennials.
Yeah.
And
it was a very generational type movie because it was like grandma down to grandchild. And I totally felt that, because it's just like, yeah, it's just like I think people need to like realize that generationally, like there is just like an unnecessary amount of pressure that we put, because we want the best for them. Yeah. But then what ends up like, you want the best for like people you love. But what ends up happening is that love and concern turns into expectations and then what ends up happening,
an expectation, a mold
that you want them to fit in. And it's like, but if they don't go into that mold, then they're like, it's like they're like, you're
if I didn't
not
agree
living
to
up
your expectation, then I'm going to let you down.
Yeah, exactly. That if you don't fit into that mold or that expectation, if you don't hit that mark, then you feel like you're a disappointment and you're a failure.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? And like that's like definitely not healthy. And it's as like families, what they like, you know, I feel like millennials are feeling all this pressure to end the generational trauma.
Yeah, there is.
Do you
a lot
like
of
feel that?
Yes.
Like I've been seeing a lot of TikToks about that. So
it's on social media, and it's like you see it on like news articles and stuff too, talking about generational trauma and things like that.
It's because like I feel like we have like so much tools and like access now, and we're like millennials are super big into like mental health. So like I feel like
I feel that with Gen Z as well. They're kind of, but definitely like younger millennials and Gen Z are definitely like being sort of told, and it can be it's very frustrating too, like but you're like, well, you know what, like if I don't end it, it's never gonna stop. So like, and so I'm not trying to carry this on because it doesn't feel good for me.
No, and you don't want to do that to another person. But it's just like, I just felt like it's like Encanto seems like a kid's movie, but like I was like, this feels like it's like for millennials or like Gen Z, like much older audience, because it's just so much more mature. Like I don't think a 8-year-old is going to understand not living up to expectations set by your parents or like your elders. Yeah, you know, I don't feel like they would have been around long enough to understand that concept. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was also interesting to go into that situation because I watched a Maddie Dragsbeck video, and she's starting dating again, and like you're talking about how your therapist was talking about like, hey, here's some tips to like going into these situations, like in like all the TikToks about like, oh, we're all going home to the holidays. It's because that's like the first time you really can like practice these boundaries and expectations that you have been building and working on. So it's just like, now it's time. Like for her, it was like, now I'm gonna start dating again. I'm gonna you know, I have these things that I want, and these things that I've learned.
These kinds of interactions are very much testing how much you have grown, and like that you are utilizing your tools properly. Like,
yes,
for sure.
So it's like,
I never really thought of it. That's totally what it is.
So that's why it's like kind of like so stressful and kind of like tiring too, because it's like, it's kind of like you have to build up your like for me, like I just wanted to really build up my self-esteem and be proud of what I was doing, and so I would have to be like, yeah, I'm working on this, and I like, you know, super like, yeah, I'm doing this, like this is my thing now.
Well, especially when you like you to anybody out there who's like, you know, working on something and maybe feels like their family or whoever doesn't accept where they're at, like as long as you're like good with yourself, like if you talk about whatever you're doing with enthusiasm, like, yeah, I'm like working on a podcast, it's no big deal, whatever, like it's like you're already underplaying yourself, but you're like, yeah, I'm like working on my podcast, things are going really well with it, and I'm very excited to continue to grow it.
Yeah.
Are you gonna fucking doubt me? Because if you are, then you're an asshole.
Right.
Like,
yeah,
it's like if someone says that to me, I'm like, oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you concerned it's not gonna work out? Like, you know, no, I have no concerns about it.
Yeah, but like the whole thing is like, in your 20s, it takes a while to get there. It takes a while to like find your path, and that's the point. Like if you've been along this journey, it's just like, oh, finding my path, like what does that even mean? Like how do I get to that place?
Yeah, and there's always like the expectation of the timeline that older generations had achieved certain things by certain ages too. So there's also that but it's just like, I don't think anyone now is gonna like, I don't know, I don't see anyone right now pressuring people to have kids. right now it's just like, why would I do that?
But you know, like that all just goes back to comparison.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And when you finally stop comparing yourself to others and like what other people's paths are on, like you don't have to, like when someone is like, oh, when are you doing this, it's like, when I want to, you know, like I'm not gonna, like I'm not in a rush to do that, because that's not what I'm planning on doing right now. Yeah. So it doesn't bother me that I don't have a boyfriend, or, you know, like I'm working on this. This is what I'm doing right now.
Oh my God. When you were showing me there's the TikTok, this is kind of off topic, but the dating with the TikTok, and all the dudes on Hinge have the same like arms wide open. I'm like, this is the dating world now. God damn, that's what you're picking from.
Yeah. Bummer. Just online.
Ew.
But
do you feel like you had a successful time?
No, I think I had a good time. And like with
me and my family. But why do you feel like tired from it though? Do you feel like it was a test for you?
I think it just was a test, because like I mean I was going,
sorry,
it's like weird to like, no, it's fine. It's just weird, like, you know, you have expectations of when you like go into a situation, right? And it's like, also it's just a really like tired and emotional time, because it was for a funeral, right? And it was such a short amount of time, which is also why I'm tired. But I don't know, it was just wild to me, because I hadn't been in that situation in so long, where it's like, what are you doing? And it's just like, well, do you know what I mean? This is what I'm doing.
No, I hear you there. And I went through similar things. Yeah. But yeah, no, I was definitely, I've been feeling very tired from that. Like so tired, in fact, that I'm concerned that something else might be going on. But I have to tell you something that just segue into, I have a story for you about how exhausted I've been since the holidays. Like last week, like a couple days ago, it was like 5:30, and I was so exhausted that I went through the Starbucks drive-thru and was like, I need some coffee or I'm gonna fucking pass out. Right. And so I go to get, like, I'm just going to go and get an iced coffee. And I wanted to use, like, my Starbucks points.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy goes, oh, like, he scans my thing. And he's like, oh, like, like, unfortunately, like, we can't use your points for this particular drink.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, I was just like, oh, okay. And, like, was reaching over to my purse to grab money. But something gave him and I pause because he was wearing a mask, but I could see his eyes were very fixed on me. Mm-hmm. And he was observing me. And in a way where I could feel like he was like, I don't know, like feeling sorry for me or something. And he goes, oh, hold on. Like, just hold on a second. And I was like, okay. So he like closes the window and then like he's like doing something and he comes back and he looks at me and he goes, I took care of it for you. And I was like, okay, I mean, I can pay for it. He's like, no, I've got this. And I was just like, it was so strange, but like also very caring. Mm-hmm. But I was so like confused on why he was like so caring. Uh-huh. So he like was like, I was still waiting for my coffee. So he goes, I got it. You're good. Mm-hmm. You're good. And I was like, okay. And so I'm like waiting for my coffee and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I look in my rear view mirror and what I behold is, it shocked me. Like, my skin was pale. I had 2 dark circles for eyes. And I was just like, Jesus. Like, it was bone chilling. Like, I looked like a Tim Burton character. Oh my God. And I was just like, I just looked tired. Mm-hmm. Like, so tired. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh my God. Mm-hmm. He feels sorry for me. He thinks something's going on with me. He's concerned. He was concerned for my well-being. And that is to the level of which I was at, that somebody was like, this like high school kid was just like, I've got you.
He was a high school kid?
Oh, he was young. He was definitely young. Yeah, he was young.
That's hilarious.
And then he comes out and he gives me my coffee and his hand lingers on the drink and I'm grabbing it and his hand lingers on the drink and he goes, you have a good day, okay? You take care. And I was just like, thank you. What the fuck? And I was just like, so basically, long story short, I'm pretty sure the Starbucks guy thought I was going to unalive myself. And
he
that
was concerned
this
for you.
Iced coffee was going to literally make it or break it. To be honest, though, he's not wrong. Like, I was probably right. He's probably right. I was on the edge. But yeah, but when I was just so confused, and then I was just like, I realized, I was like, God damn, I must look really just bad
out of it.
Like gone. But that is the day that we went to go do trivia.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. And trivia was, goddamn, I kind of killed it. I had to make a bird sound and I won an $8 coupon and I went with peacock for some reason.
Yeah.
And that was pretty neat. But anyway, needless to say, maybe I wouldn't have gotten that energy level to where we like did so well without that coffee. And I hope to go back to that location one day and say, you really saved my life or something. Like, you don't understand how much.
There are angels among us, walking among us, huh?
Yeah. How dude, like, for real, I think he thought I was going to like unalive myself or something. Like, it was so bad.
No, like the smallest things can like make people's day.
Truly, but it wasn't like I needed that. You know what I mean? I was just I'm tired. I wasn't like, I'm on the fucking edge. Like, but he thought that about me. And it's just like, wow, that's the energy I'm putting out. That's cool.
That's how tired you are.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I need a break.
Hey Trashlings, we just wanted to remind you to follow us on all of our social medias. We don't want all you little trashlings missing out on any of our content. You can find us on Instagram at Demon Trash Podcast, on TikTok at Demon Trashcast, and on YouTube. Just look up Demon Trash. And just a reminder, we have 2 channels. We have our podcast channel where you can watch this podcast.
For our visual listeners, watchers. Same thing.
But if you want to hang out with us some more, we have our second YouTube channel where we watch like our favorite movies and TV shows. And if you want to hang out with us, come join us over there.
Yeah.
But you can find all of this info at demontrash.com, and it has all of our links there.
And don't forget to rate and review us on whatever podcasting platform you use. It really helps shows like ours out. Got Demon Trash friends. Very likely if you're listening to us, so tell them about us. And if you like what we do here and want to help us, give us your pennies so we can keep the lights on, you can do so for as little as 99 cents a month over at anchor.fm/demontrash. Again, that's anchor.fm/demontrash.
Yeah, and also if you have any Demon Trash moments, topic ideas, or weird, funny videos / TikToks you'd like us to react to, please send them over to us at our email at demontrashpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, again, that's demontrashpodcast@gmail.com. Yeah, so we want to hear from you guys, and who knows, maybe what you send over will end up on the next show. So thanks, Trashlings. Back to the show. So I saw this TikTok recently that really sort of sparked a very interesting thought to me. And so let's watch the TikTok.
So something I think I've been like struggling with a bit recently is sort of this duality on the internet right now where I feel like there's a lot of humor and a lot of people are kind of talking about how they're just sort of accepting that it's like the end of it all in a way, you know, and people are like, no, baby, just give up now sort of vibes. And I'm like, okay, sure. But like also I'm seeing a lot of the internet promoting wellness.
Yeah.
And we can't be doing both. I do need us to pick one or the other. Like if you're telling me New York is going to be underwater soon, fine. Cigarettes need to be cool again. I can't do both. Do you know what I mean? I can't be drinking green juice right up till the end. So someone needs to make the call and just let me know. Yeah. I'll do either, but I can't do both.
Yeah.
So just let me know which it is so I can move forward. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
So, yeah, so I saw that and I was just like, he's got a point. Like, we are like literally, I mean, come on, dude. Like we went and got noodles and someone on the news, like literally the news anchor was like, when is this all going to be over? Because we don't know. Back to you for the weather.
Referring to the panini.
And like, you know, everything else going on. And it's just like, if that, and like, we're just going to like be like joking about it constantly on social media and like, that's fine. I've accepted that the world is ending. But then, you know, like people need to be fine with just like also, cause like, okay, what is that about, man? It's like, okay, it's ending, but then we're also like, but really focus on you. Like really take this time. And it's like, it's hard. I mean, I'm doing it.
Which one?
Both. I'm doing both, but I also feel that I deserve to be stoned all the time or something. Like I feel it goes back to like my, you know, I need to be, I'm focusing on my dreams, but I do want to bring it all down with just a binger and maybe going to jail just for fun or something, you know, just like for a story, for fun, like a funsies time. Too much tequila, things like that. So, but yeah, like it's like, you get what I'm saying? Do you have thoughts on this? How did that make you feel?
For me, though, he's like, we need to decide which one it's going to be. For me, it's though, you have to decide which one it's going to be. Like, is the world ending or are you going to
choose chaos?
Choose chaos, but choose.
Okay, but it's hard for Demon Trash.
Yes, it is very hard for Demon Trash
because because Papa Trash is over here, like, I have tamed the inner chaos goblin inside of me.
Mm-hmm.
She is tame, but she desires to be set free. Because the rules of society seem to be diminishing. Hence the padlock I have had on her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think you could still go out and like not want to like believe the world is ending. Like you can just have fun, Carol.
That's
like
true, yeah.
That's fine. I don't think that has anything to do with whether or not you think the world is ending or not, or like or wanting to build a business. You can do both.
Yeah, you're right.
Get you a girl who can do both.
Yeah, I am doing both. But I do think it's funny though that there is I'm obviously fucking around, but I think I'm fine. The thing is that I do think it is very strange that we have become extremely comfy with the idea of the end and been like, haha. Haha.
Yeah, I think it's just people don't realize the end is all the time. Like people have been thinking that the world was ending since like forever, but like I feel like this is the first time that like we're tuned into it because it's really affecting us.
Well, it's because actually something's happening. It's not a 2012 Mayan calendar.
And a lot of bad stuff is happening in the world, and it has been happening forever.
Yeah, it's just really bad right now.
The whole course of human history. But now we have this, we're all connected on this global scale.
You're
where
right.
we're through social media, and you know, your
I'm sure
algorithm.
if there was social media like 100 years ago, they'd be saying the same
thing.
Yeah,
during this, like the Spanish flu, honey, the world is over. Like we're never gonna recover from this. The Great Depression, like you know, like
right.
We're experiencing all those things that was happening like a few hundred years ago. And I'm not trying to like discount anyone's feeling this way or just diminish feeling like things are not good. It's not, what's the point? Because like I've been there. Like I've 100% walked this planet and been like, what is the point? Like what? I could not see a future. Do you know what I mean? Like that was like me definitely pre 2020, and like how we got out of that, like, was it the healthiest way? Like it was taking a bunch of psychedelics and really meditating on myself, really healthy. I don't know.
It was a bunch of psychedelics and porn. Reading porn.
But could I say that was inner child work though?
You shut the fuck up, right? You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Because I felt I was healing my middle schooler, like teenage side.
Yeah. But I get it. I 100% get that. Like I would say like up until like maybe 1 or 2 years ago, like I could not say that I was that happy to be here. Do you know what I mean? Like,
dude, I can't say that I was like the stokedest to be here. Yeah.
Like it was not until like the shift of realizing like what I wanted to do, like my purpose. You know, not like my purpose of like having my creative project and wanting to see that through and come to fruition, that I could say like, yeah, I want to be alive. Like, do you know what I mean? And like, I get that as someone who's walked the darkness. Like I've walked in the dark. I was born in it, you know, like, So I understand like both sides of this argument, and then I also understand the health and wellness part, because like that's where I'm like trying to be. Do you know what I mean? I don't think I fully gotten the handle of it.
Here's the thing though, this is why I love Demon Trash, because we do both, bitch. We do.
Yeah.
We do both. I mean, but here's the thing. I also think that what he's talking about is complete, total perceptions of what your idea of health and wellness is.
I also agree with that. 100%.
Because, you know, like, you know, if we're talking diet and nutrition, sure. But it's like, what is your idea of health and wellness? And, you know, what are you like? Because I do like, if we're gonna be okay, we're on a space rock that is doomed to fail, fine, but I'm gonna make the best out of my human experience I can, and if that means that I'm doing psychedelics but thriving in business, baby, fine. Thank you, Anna Luisa.
But like you know, like you have to, what he's saying is just like,
you can do both.
You can do both. We don't have to create this like fake like energy of like everything's great, everything's fine, like, and I'm thriving, when, you know, you step outside your house or you try to go to the grocery store and you can't buy no cream cheese, you know, like for your bagels.
If we want to get really real right now, supply shortages means I can't get brain medicine till Wednesday. That's a problem for me. But I'm just going to be an ADHD mess and I'm ready.
But like,
no, I'm just kidding.
You know, it's not about tuning out everything that's going on around you, but it's like, don't suffocate yourself with it. And I think that's what's happening to people, is they're just getting all the fucking bad news. It's like, sometimes maybe just take a day and tune it out. Do you know what I mean? Or take some time to tune it out.
We sound like hippies, but it's like, tune out, bro. Really, just tune out, because if you're tuned in, you're not going anywhere. Yeah, you're really just not. You're just tuned in and you're just waiting and sitting and you're just hating your life. Tune out, do your thing. And yeah, like, but you know, I just think it's just like these perceptions of what we consider to be health and wellness is like also like, it's like,
and that's something we always really struggled with, is because we always thought, like, you always think, oh, I'm going to be healthy, I have to wake up at 6 a.m. and go to the gym every day. It's like, or I have to eat a green smoothie. It's like, that's not the case.
Yeah, like, it's like, are you doing that? Because like my question to him would be like, okay, but like, are you wanting the green smoothie, or does society tell you need the green juice?
Yeah.
Because if you want the green juice, have the green juice. Mm-hmm. I don't like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
if you want the green, like,
it could be day after tomorrow in New York right now, but if you want your green juice, go get it, hun. Like, go get it. I understand.
If you want the green juice, like, get it. Like, you don't, like, health and wellness for like a lot of like people, like, we made this idea of it has to look a certain way, and it's just like, let's smash the idea of what health and wellness looks like. Like, we've been doing that like all this time. It's like I'm not gonna just submit myself to society standards of what health and wellness looks like anymore. I'm going to figure out what health and wellness looks like for me.
If it feels
and I'm
good.
going to make it work.
Yeah. And so just like, yeah, just, I forgot what I was going to say. Fuck. No, that's what it is. It's just like, I think sometimes we like, not to sound super spacey, but I do genuinely think a big problem is that we forget that we are living a human experience. Mm-hmm. And with like a cyborg society, so you need to tune out and you need to like figure out like, who am I as a human having this experience right now? And if it's based off like what everyone else is doing, then you're not really living your experience. Mm-hmm. And I encourage you to tune into your experience.
Yeah,
there you go. But I do think it's funny, and
no, I'm totally.
It's a valid question, and I'm glad that I saw that, because I was like, it is funny how there is sort of a extreme rise. I think what happens is because when you go on a journey of like, we have like doomsday happening, right? We're 100 seconds to midnight currently, and so currently that's happening. But then while that's happening, you can't help but ask yourself, you know, in the world right now, if this were to all go away, like, you know, you're thinking about self-awareness, right? Mm-hmm. And a lot of people, when they start their self-awareness journey or like become self-aware, think that they need to go like do something a certain way. Like, there's a path, like I need to get up early and work out and all those things. Mm-hmm. And so like, I think there has always just been like a split, and that's kind of what's going on right now, is like, that's what people are like thinking, is like, I need to like be with myself because things are not good out there. And it's like, so we are seeing like a rise of like health and wellness while all of this chaos is happening. And I do think it's very interesting, but is it though? Because it is kind of like the 60s with the hippies during the Vietnam War. There's like, it's always gone hand in hand, which I think is funny. It's the yin and yang, dude.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like I just wanted to like, and the thing is I went to brunch recently and I was talking to some friends and I brought up this topic to them because I was curious on how they felt about it. And they totally knew exactly what I was talking about. They totally were like, yeah, I get up and I work. I go to a meeting and I'm like, what the fuck is the point?
Right. Yeah.
Like, what am I even doing? Like, why am I even concerned about this? But it's like, you know, but at the same time, they are doing things outside of that, you know, fulfill them. So really, like, if you're feeling like, okay, well, I might as well, like, what's the point? That doesn't mean that you have to just completely like
give
up. Just figure out and tune into your experience and tune out of everybody else's experience because
it's like sounds so like hippie. It's like we're in a big giant universe and we are here. Like that's wild. Like if you think about anything about our existence, your existence is just like it'll blow your mind. It's just like how did I end up here? You know?
Yeah. I mean,
on this planet looking at a sun.
I think we like forget, dude. But when I was younger, like, I mean, one of the biggest things, like someone said to me, well, a teacher said, like, whenever I would get nervous about something, a teacher was like, well, what does it matter? You're just on a giant space rock floating through space right now. What does it matter? And I was just like,
it's like, what does it matter? But also like, what a beautiful gift. Do you know what I mean?
When I say what does it matter, I don't mean like what's the fucking point. I mean like what does it matter? It's like you're right. So I can just do. It's my choice. Yeah, that's the gift.
It's like why? It's so short. It's so like you're not here for a long time. So why?
So make it a good time.
Make it a good time. You know, like why waste your time being like miserable and like not being like. You know, not ignoring any time you're sad, but like why would you want to use so much of your experience to not live it to the fullest and trying to find your happiness?
Yeah,
and
we
to
talked
find
about
moments
this when we were having our manic episodes in 2020. Those episodes were fun, but we did talk about how you have to build something new within the structure you're given, or you can just give up. That's your choice, but you don't think that you're not given a choice. That's my point. And like I think a lot of people just give up to being like, no, I don't have a choice. Like, no, you always have a choice.
You always have a choice,
no matter how bad it gets. And I could tell you guys, like, we have been through some rough times. Okay, we've talked about it on this podcast, and you never give up.
And it's like we all collectively have. Like in my travels, I met someone who I was like, I can't imagine being in that situation where you're like. Essentially your whole like career, like your whole future, like he was younger than me, like in his like earlier 20s, like just go up and smoke like that. And it's just like, wow, what an experience to have. It's like, but I understood and I was just like, but he was moving on and he was overcoming and was figuring it out. And like, you know, that's what we all need to do is like, you know, have your time to grieve and mourn. And we talk about that. Grieve and mourn like what didn't come, like grieve and mourn your old self, your old plans. Yeah. But like you can't be there forever. You know what I mean?
Totally. So, you know, have your green juice or don't. I don't give a fuck, but do it if it makes you happy. And but you can do both. It's possible to do both if that's what you want to do.
I encourage you to do both. If you want to smoke a cigarette and just, you know,
don't deny a witch her pleasures, baby.
Tip your hat to the chaos of the universe. Yeah. You know, like do that. Yeah. I do that all the time. It's just like, wow. And
so
here am I. And here I am.
And so it is. Cool. Innerchildwork. Another thing that I've seen online that's super trendy is Innerchildwork,
which is going along with like all the health and wellness that's coming up and popping up on TikTok. Well, also we're just also in the beginning of the year, and I think people forget that like the new year, new me shit is still going around. Like that still exists. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes I forget about that. It's like, what's your New Year's resolution? I'm like, I don't care about that anymore.
It does kind of exist. However, I am happy to see it wasn't as in my face as I thought it would be. Definitely not. I mean, how can a society be like, hey, be a better you? It's just like, all right.
While every time you go to the gym, you might be risking your health, your life.
Like, okay. No thanks. But so inner child work, and also another thing about the health and wellness thing is I saw this astrology thing that said that that something about Chiron. I don't know. I'm not an astrologer, but I saw it. And it was like Chiron coming back around, and which means great spiritual awakening. So I think just because of social media and we're all connected and doing the health and wellness and not doing both and whatever, like, you know, like we are collectively as a society, I hope would grow from this. And take better tools from this.
No, I also like, so I've been reading, like I picked up Dr. Brene Brown book, and like she crossed out, like sometimes you need to have, like, it was just like she put like mental breakdowns, and then she crossed it out and wrote spiritual awakenings.
Yeah.
And I'm like, she's right. There's not much of a difference.
No, there isn't. And it's why witches were burned at the stake. That's facts. But inner child work is super trendy right now, and it's because often inner child work goes very much into identity. I think a lot of people are spending a lot of time like doing this health and wellness stuff and like being with themselves. We've been here now for a long time, so now a lot of people are really getting into the habit of understanding themselves. The world is a different place. We navigate through it differently as a society, which means that we have a lot of time for self. And in that, sometimes we discover, oh shit, I've been here for how many years and I don't even know who I am. What happened? So it goes a lot into like identity work. It also goes into like self-identity work. Also like trauma work, things like that. But inner child work is essentially, it sounds like what it is. It's you do things that are very childlike, and it's basically incorporating play and going back to becoming the 6-year-old, 5-year-old, 4-year-old version of yourself. And some people's inner child does look different. Sometimes sometimes I've noticed, just for me, whenever I'm doing inner child work, it's my teenage self, it's my middle school self, and then my younger self. But yeah, basically it's like you're working with yourself and kind of talking to yourself or treating yourself the way you would want to have been treated at whatever age you want to do. And so you incorporate play, like that means you can do finger painting, you can go outside and splash in the puddles, you can basically just incorporate any sort of child. And there's like so much stuff on this out there that you can just look up, like inner child activities to do. But anything like that's childlike is I would say inner child work. But it's like spending time with yourself and like getting a better relationship with your inner child.
And I think it's really cool that this stuff, terms like inner child, is like popping up into just like the vernacular of just like our social media, because I feel like back in the day when we always thought about self-improvement, we always were thinking about fitting into a mold, versus now I feel like it's about discovering who you are and what fulfills you, versus like the really unhealthy perception that from that lack perspective. Do you know what I mean? Definitely. Now we're like, now that people have more access to therapists and like mental health people online, I feel like way through TikTok, because it's not like that stuff didn't exist on YouTube, but it's just like, I just feel like if that's not my that I never came across that like when I was younger. Or it was something associated with you hit rock bottom and then you start looking into that stuff. It was always sort of seen as like a midlife crisis type vibe. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so and I honestly love, like, when you start bringing up inner child work a few weeks ago, like in a while ago, I was like, what is that? And I kind of like didn't really know what it meant until just recently, when I went to like my trip to San Diego, me and my cousins decided to rent scooters, and I had never like done that. And So I was riding around just a little bit tipsy. We had just gone to brunch, but I was riding around on this scooter, living my best life.
Yeah.
And I like remembered like as a child, my brothers got electric like motorized scooters, and I never got one. So like I was able to experience that thing that I wanted but never got. And I was just like, I'm having the best time. I feel so good. I'm like, I'm gonna do this more.
Yeah, it's about fostering such a deep internal, because like if you think about it, dude, like at the end of the day, we're all just kids that became adults.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And sometimes our situations were not great, and sometimes I find that we are forced to just leave that kid behind very quickly. At least I felt I was in that situation, but some people feel that they have to completely abandon their kid's side once they graduate from college. Like, it's like, okay, well, that I can't be that person anymore. I have to be an adult now. And that's essentially like the journey through your 20s. Now, depending on like whatever your situation is, like whether you're doing like PTSD work or whatever, but like I think just going through your 20s, like you should never lose your like inner child, and you should, and it's just like a really beautiful way to like deepen like your relationship with yourself. But the thing is that I am struggling with right now with my inner child work is that now I just like, now that I have adult money, I just want to like spend it on things. Like I love records and I love collecting records, and I've loved music. Like when I was a kid, I used to sit by, I had a Barbie wireless radio, and I used to sit next to that radio or put it in the basket of my bike, and I had a spiral notebook that I would write down songs that I liked. So I've been like collecting music since as early as I could write.
Right.
And so whenever I'm collecting records or things like that, it makes me feel like the 6-year-old that used to sit in her room and like write down the music she loved to listen to from the radio. But now I'm out here trying to buy like 2006 first press editions of J Dilla's Donuts for like $130, and it's like, you know, I need to just take it down a bit, because I'm also trying to schedule bingers, and I can't be doing both.
I can't. The wallet is not allowing.
The wallet is still
both.
Not.
And I feel you, because
enough.
I was like, I'm like, now a big focus of mine is like wanting to like unlock inner child work, but also just like to foster creativity as well. Do you know what I mean? Just because I felt like I was struggling trying to figure out what I wanted to talk about, because like the reason why I said like, oh, we're not demon trash enough, it's just like because like we like have not gone out. Like I've realized like talking to my family, they're like, oh yeah, do you go out to brunch? Like what's the brunch like in Austin? And I'm like, I don't know. Like I really like, we haven't gone out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we haven't like gone out to like have fun and stuff like that. Like we go out to go grocery shopping.
We go
and
to
stuff like that.
concerts and stuff,
So
but
like I was like, I don't know. So like I feel like it's important for like inner child work to foster creativity, because it's like a no judgment zone. Do you know what I mean? I feel like for me, like in my like journey and like personal like trying to grow as a person, it's like my struggle is always wanting to be perfect, because I felt like I was lacking something. So like whenever like I wouldn't try stuff because I couldn't fail.
Right.
So like for me, it's like I want to like try and rediscover stuff that like I might have a passion for without judgment from myself mostly, but then other people, you know?
Yeah.
So like trying to find stuff that I love, or like hobbies and stuff, you know?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. It's exactly what I've been working on. But the thing is with that now is just like, now I don't have a parent that I can go to and be like, I want to do this. It's like, that was like really a thing in my childhood, but it's like usually when you're a kid, you're like, I want to do ballet. Yeah. And it's like, okay, we'll take them to ballet classes. But like, if it's like, you know, now I'm like, I want to fucking learn how to sword fight. And I'm gonna.
I'm here for that. I love that.
I want to learn how to sword fight. I want to learn. Like, why not, dude? Like, what if I need it one day? And also, it's just fun for me. Like,
I mean, the apocalypse could happen at any time.
The apocalypse is happening, and I'm sorry, but any bitch with a sword in the apocalypse has always been badass in any sort of media we've ever seen. Or facts, just plain facts. you can't contest it.
But the point of inner child work is not necessarily so it becomes like a useful skill. Do you know what I mean? Because I feel like in our society too, it's like every time we like enjoy something, we feel like we have to like monetize it in some way. It's just like, I just want to like make clay molds. Like, I just want to like just make stuff.
Yeah,
with
no.
Play-Doh. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't need to make it into earrings in an Etsy business.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
No.
I feel like it's like you can't. We are taught for some reason like we can't enjoy anything unless it's like could be monetized.
Right. No, totally we are. What I'm saying is I was having this conversation. I was like, I just want to learn how to like forage and like sword fight and do all these things because it does bring me a greater sense of empowerment knowing that should I ever need it, I can.
Oh yeah.
And so yeah, no, I don't need it. I think it's empowering to have these skills, even if you may consider them ridiculous. I think they're empowering.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
no, I think it's awesome.
So, but yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Like, there is like, it's like, and then once I learn the blade, I am then going to.
I can start a YouTube channel.
I can start a YouTube channel and like do stunts or something. I don't know.
I can be hired. I can teach. I can then once I learn the blade, I can then teach the blade and make my own business.
I can start an OnlyFans and call it like Sword Daddy, and then then I'm just a fucking.
And then you could post pictures with your feet and the sword. I'm not lying. I'm this close to starting a feet Instagram or something.
There are way too many bitches on TikTok saying like, I made this much. I'm like, prove it. Show me the fucking. Show me.
But then there are people in like comments being like, yeah, back in college I used to do this, made lots of money.
What is going on? I'm like, I thought it was hard. Still, I don't know. Whatever. Are we done?
That's it. Yeah.
I think that's the show. We talked about a lot today. I love how we both were just like, we don't know how this is going to go. And then I'm losing my voice because we won't shut the fuck up. So good luck editing this. All right. Guys, be a child. Be a little and enjoy that. Tip your hat to chaos.
Yes.
And say, good afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
And go about your business. Mind your business.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody just needs to mind their fucking business. That's what's going on. That's the real problem. Just mind your fucking business. I'm done.
Is that it? We're not.
Outro.